He's a warrior, man. He's battling. He's banged up. He's taking shots. They're a physical team. You're going to have to gut it out. You guys can see he's free to talk amongst the best players in the state. Big stages, he does it every time. It makes incredible catches. Crow plays, strips a guy on the kickoff. God does it all. Come on, Mike. Hit the catch.
East, west, keep the opposite slide on 12th Street with them choppers. West side, how we rock and pull up on you, get the poppin', hey. Them boy don't want no smoke. Them boy don't want no smoke. East, west, keep the opposite slide on 12th Street with them choppers. West side, how we rock and pull up on you, get the poppin', hey. Them boy don't want no smoke. Them boy don't want no smoke. Them boy don't want no smoke.
The Fairmont Senior Polar Bears play their home opener tonight at East-West Stadium in Fairmont. And the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles will be in town. It's a Big Ten conference matchup. The Flying Eagles 0-1 on the season, having lost to Kaiser last week 28-0, and the Polar Bears 1-0, a shutout winner over the Lewis County Minutemen. Fairmont Senior has a streak going against the Flying Eagles. The Polar Bears have won 9 straight against RCB. Now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups.
Brody Whitehair, number 4, junior.
Dylan Hours, number 5, senior.
Damani Johnson, 8, junior.
Chris Wilson, 21, junior.
Max Rosero, number 40, junior. Cannon Dinger, 10, junior.
Javon Jones, number 11, junior.
Logan Canfield, number 2, junior.
Gavin Michael, number 14, senior.
Riley Green, number 72, senior.
Joseph Richmond, number 61, senior.
Caleb Arbogast, 15, junior. Trevor Bigelow, number 55, junior.
Reed Lister, number 68, I'm a junior.
Caleb Angelon, number 57, senior.
Liverpool Kokini, 65, junior.
Luke Ambrosino, number 33, senior. Taryn Boda, number 3, sophomore.
Tavion Thornton, number 81, senior class.
Jordan Wagner, number 1, junior.
Non-traditional in what a typical quarterback would be doing.
You saw RCB play Kaiser the first game. They were shut out 28-0, so obviously some offensive challenges for them. Defensively, how did they look?
Defensively, they gave up a big player off the bat, but then after that, they settled into the game. And Kaiser is mostly a wing T team, but they also will sprinkle in some spread and trips looks, which apply to us a little bit more when we're watching film. And so they match up a little bit better when it comes to the secondary. So that's something that'll be a challenge for our guys, our school guys, to see. If we can still get open, make catches, make plays against an athletic secondary.
Tell me how the team is going now injury-wise. You've played just one game. Preseason went pretty well for you. Where do things look tonight?
Lava Calkini will be out tonight. He twisted his knee in practice, but he's all right. Nothing major there. So we're going to rotate some guys. You might hear some different names on the offensive line tonight as you try to rotate and see what the best combination is going to be.
We always like a challenge figuring out who's on the line each particular play. It's the Polar Bears at home tonight, season opener at home against Robert C. Byrd. We'll check the starting lineups and more here on 93.1 WFGM.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Hey, Luis, will you just monitor and make sure I don't have crowd noise too loud or I'm not over-modulating, something like that? Will you make sure you let me know?
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to historic East West Stadium for tonight's first home game of the 2023 season.
Okay.
Tonight's Pepperoni Roll Bowl features the Robert C. Byrd Eagles from Clarksburg, West Virginia, and your Fairmont Eagles.
Okay.
We remind all spectators that this game is competitive, but it is also an educational experience for all players. Let's wish students from both schools good luck, and we encourage all spectators at tonight's game to keep in mind that good sportsmanship is expected at all times.
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
We ask that you show your appreciation for the students who will be taking part indirectly in tonight's game, the cheerleaders, the band, and the students who support their team at home and away. These young people play an integral part to their team's success. Thank you. Fans are reminded that only authorized field passes
tonight from East West Stadium in Fairmont, the Polar Bears meet the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles. I'm Jeff Carpenter. Ray Frazier with me tonight for this Big Ten Conference battle, the Polar Bears and Robert C. Byrd. We mentioned earlier that this is a series that Fairmont has dominated. The Polar Bears have won 9 straight over the Flying Eagles, and RCB has a new head coach. Austin Scott is their coach now, replacing Josh Carell, who completed his second stint as head coach for the Flying Eagles. And I had a chance to check in with him before the game to get an update on what he learned from his game last week against Kaiser.
I learned that we compete, that we like to compete, and we didn't give up. I know we got down a lot early, but, you know, I told the guys at halftime I just expect them to compete all the way to the end and then see what the result is. So we definitely have some youth and then some inexperience, but I think the guys like to compete.
You've been coaching on the defensive side of the ball for several years at RCB. Will the defense be pretty much what Fairmont fans are used to seeing?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of much change. I mean, every year coach tweaks a little bit, but as far as our base scheme, it's pretty much the same.
How about the offensive side? You're losing a quarterback who was a prolific passer for the Flying Eagles. You have Rylan Rockin at quarterback now. What do you see as his strengths?
I think Rylan, he's growing every day. You know, I think he's just now starting to really learn exactly what we expect from him in the offense and, you know, how he controls the game. I think what sets Rylan apart a little bit is that he's a little bit more mobile guy than we've had in the past, so he can actually run the ball a little bit when we need him to.
Tell me your impressions of this Fairmont team.
I mean, you already know when you come to play Fairmont, it's a great program. They're physical, and they have a great scheme. You know, they play football the right way, so, you know, you got to get after them pretty quick if you want to have a chance.
You got that first game under your belt as the head coach. Does it feel any different here for the second game?
It's always a little different because, you know, if you're a head coach, you got a lot more on your plate as far as operations and, you know, looking out for the kids every day. But, you know, once we get to the field, I kind of feel like I'm back to normal. Nothing much is changing in that aspect.
That's Austin Scott. He's the head coach of the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles in his first season. He just had his first game last week as RCB lost on the road at Kaiser. And, Ray, you've had a chance to put together the RCB scouting report. Let's hear it.
Looking at them, Jeff, it looks like to me they're going to be kind of going back and forth between under center, pro style, some eye. They like to use an H-back, which they'll motion across and, you know, run some isolation plays. So kind of traditional, you know, I formation type offense. But just like the coach just said, they'll like to, you know, use his mobility, the quarterback, Rock's mobility. So they'll move him around. They'll roll him out some to try to get some easy completions. Not a lot of vertical passing games, so a lot of intermediate type things. But you will see some spread. You will see some shotgun. Defensively, we're going to see some 4-3. I think a lot of that And then the amount of safeties we're going to get is going to be dependent upon, how many backs we have. I think versus 2 back, we'll see one safety, and then we have 1 back. I think we're going to get 1 safety. So, but I think a lot of 4-3, maybe on 3rd down, some odd front. So I think that's what we'll see tonight.
Last week we saw Gavin Michael have a big game. He caught his first ever touchdown pass, and I checked in with him before the game to find out what kind of a feeling he had about that. For you.
It was pretty cool, catching the ball and scoring, celebrating with my teammates. So, pretty cool experience.
How about defensively? Because you've been playing some different spots. Where do you think you're going to end up?
I think I'm going to end up at middle linebacker.
And what are your responsibilities there?
Track the guards and just come up and hit people. That's what I like doing. So.
When you first started playing here, your older brother was quarterback, and everybody kind of thought of you as just a little brother. But you've really come into your own. What's that like now to make a name for yourself?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't think I filled his shoes quite yet, but still got this year, so try to get that done.
Tell me what your thoughts are on this team you're a part of now. Week 1 in the books and a lot left to go.
I think we're a pretty good team. Definitely people need to watch out for us coming up later in the season when we get the better competition. So, yeah.
That's Gage Michael. Scored his first ever touchdown reception. He scored touchdowns before, but not thrown by his quarterback, thrown by the other teams. And so he's a big part of the offense, and he was a big part of the entire game last week, right? He had quite an opening night.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Coach Bardick in the pregame, equating him to a Swiss Army knife, I think that's a really good comparison because he can do a little bit of everything, and I know he was talking about what he can do on defense, but let's not forget he also has the ability on offense to do a lot of things to help this team, and even if he needs to play quarterback, he could do that too.
RCB is going to kick off, so that means that the Polar Bears will have the football first tonight. And it also means that RCB's nightmare, Dylan Hours, back to return the kick along with Cannon Dinger. You remember the miracle that Hours pulled out that averted a big upset against RCB a couple of seasons ago. And this game is just about underway. Here is the kick downfield, end over end to the far side. Dinger comes up and gets it at the 20. He runs wide to the left side. He gets to the 25, up to the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, and he's wrestled down in RCB territory inside the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears. As this game is just underway, 9 seconds gone, and the Polar Bears are already in RCB territory.
Yeah, great field position. Love to see you start on the other side of the 50. That's a good place to start.
They're going to mark it down at the 38. So the Polar Bears with great field position to start this game on the far side, running from left to right now with 3 receivers to the right. And here is Whitehair, back to pass, chased out of the pocket, runs to the far side of the field, then lets one go downfield towards Michael, and he can't hang on to it at the 4-yard line. If he catches it, it's a touchdown. He was behind the defenders. The pass falls incomplete. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they gave it 4 deep coverage that time. They didn't want to get beat deep, but still Michael found a way to get behind him, and almost had him.
So it'll be 2nd down, 2nd and 10 yards to go from the 38. 2 receivers to the near side. Johnson and Dinger. In motion comes Michael. And the handoff goes to Dylan Hours off the left side. He's inside the 35, the 30, the 25, down the sidelines, and spun out of bounds after he picks up a Polar Bear 1st down.
Yeah, they came with an overloaded blitz to the field, and we go back to the boundary. So really great call right there. I don't know if it was an audible, but if it was a great call.
Put the ball down at the 20-yard line, so an 18-yard gain for Dylan Hours. He didn't get the chance to carry the ball much in the game last week, but it's a 1st down for the Polar Bears now. 1st down and 10. In motion comes Canfield, and here's the option right. Kept by Whitehair, and he ducks in and takes it down to about the 12-yard line.
Jeff, last week looking at the tape, I think a lot of what our problem was with our offensive lines, we were not staying on our double teams, and the first 2 plays we've done that really well. These first 2 plays.
Brody Whitehair gets 7 yards on that carry. Now it's 2nd down and 3 from the 13-yard line. Whitehair has Hours to his left. on this second and short play, and Brody back to pass. Looks, now chased out of the pocket, runs downfield, he gets to the 10, he's at the 5, he angles towards the goal line, and he gets into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. It's a 13-yard run for Brody Whitehair, and the Polar Bears score first and lead it 6-0.
Yeah, it was just good coverage that time, but Brody made a really good decision after going through all his progressions. He's doing that really well right now, and made a good decision to run there.
Cam Peschel on to attempt the extra point. Quite a night for Peschel. In his first ever kicking opportunity for the Polar Bears, he was 6 for 6. Ball down on the tee. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field, 10:51 to go, first quarter. It's Fairmont 7, RCB nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in North Central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
Kicking off for Fairmont Senior, number 14, Gavin Michael. Back for Robert C. Byrd. Number 1, Latrell Jones. Number 2, Kobe.
Couldn't have started any better for the Polar Bears. First possession in RCB territory, and it just took the Polar Bears 4 plays to get it into the end zone. Gavin Michael ready to kick off for Fairmont. Tees the ball up in the center of the field at the 40. He'll kick from left to right. And there is his kick, end over end, but short. It's going to be taken at the 15-yard line, and it's taken out over the 25 and up close to the 30. Junior Smith on the return takes it up to about the 30-yard line, and the tackle on the play was made by Logan Canfield. He had several tackles last week in the game against Lewis County.
Yeah, Jeff, I talked to Coach Byrd before the game, and just as he said in the pregame, but I mean, he said to me he was very pleased with the special teams play last week.
So the football at the 30. RCB's quarterback is a senior, Rylan Rock. They have a lot of underclassmen, though. And here is Rock. He tosses it to the right to Latrell Jones. And Jones looking for an opening, and he'll get back to about the line of scrimmage. And that'll be all. The ball pops loose. Polar Bears say they've got it. And the officials agree. It's Fairmont football.
Yeah, that was just very well defense, very well played. We talked about last week Lewis County's fullback rallying to the fullback, but that right there, us getting to that sweep, we did a really good job.
Fumble recovery credited to Joey Richmond. Polar Bears have the ball. 10:34 to go here in the second quarter clock. First turnover of the game. Fairmont goes first down and 10 at the 30. Empty backfield set now for Whitehair. 3 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. First down and 10. Brody looks to pass. Pass time, far side, complete to Michael along the sidelines, down to the 20, the 15, and is upended close to the 10-yard line.
I tell you, you really see the growth of Brody Whitehair right there. They're playing a quarters coverage and didn't want to get beat deep, so he went through all his progressions and then checked it down, and really nice job.
20-yard pass play. Ball comes down to the 10. It'll be first down and goal to go for the Polar Bears from there. Whitehair has hours behind him, and at the line of scrimmage, a flag is thrown. Offside's called against RCB, so that will take the ball down to the 5-yard line. So Fairmont out now. First down, goal to go from the 5. Whitehair has Canfield to his left. Back to pass. Sets up, fires slant over the middle, and the pass is caught. Hits up, Polar Bear touchdown. Dylan Hours catches the pass in the end zone, and the Polar Bears score again, leading at 13-0.
Yeah, great play design by Coach Sampson. They ran a switch route, and Hours just come wide open.
Peschel back in to attempt the extra point. Canfield is the holder. Ball down, kick up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field, 9:56 to go, first quarter. Fast start for the Polar Bears. It's Fairmont 14, RCB nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
Not the way the Flying Eagles wanted this game to start. A young team on the road, now down 2 touchdowns, and we've only played a couple of minutes. Here is Michael's end-over-end kick, taken by Junior Smith at the 17. He runs wide to the right, and he is hit and brought down. Hitting him first was Chris Wilson. They'll give him credit to a gain of about up to the 25-yard line.
I know we said that we've been playing really good special teams, but what it is we've been staying in our lanes really well all the time on our kick coverage, and that takes discipline, and we've been doing that. That's just excellent special teams play.
In the backfield, James McMillian for RCB along with Latrell Jones. Jones fumbled on his first carry. Actually, Jaden Hatfield is in at tailback now. 1st and 10 for RCB. Rock sends Smith in motion, and there's the fake and the handoff, and the Polar Bears fall on the ball and have another recovered fumble.
Yeah, he just lost his footing there and lost the ball.
Caleb Arbogast was in the right place at the right time, because when the player goes down before the handoff is delivered, then the ball pops free and the Polar Bears get it. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. That'll be a 3-yard loss on that last play. Another turnover, 9:45 to go, and Fairmont is getting close to getting its 3rd touchdown. Whitehair sends Navon Jones in motion. Touch pass goes to Jones, running wide to the right. He's at the 20, down to the 15, and dives close to the 13-yard line.
Number 11, Navon Jones, the ball
This might be coming back.
Flag on the play.
Brought down by number 36, James McMillan.
Flag's thrown at about the 20-yard line. If it's a holding penalty, the pass play will count, and it is, and there'll be a penalty assessed, and it'll be 1st down and about 18 for the Polar Bears. Ball comes back to the 30-yard line. 1st down, 18 yards to go for Fairmont Senior. Canfield, a wide out to the right side, along with Dinger. 3 wide outs to the left. Whitehair at quarterback on this 1st down play. He's back to pass, steps up in the pocket, has time, now running to the left, fires downfield. Michael all alone at the 15, the 10, he's at the 5, and he takes it into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. A 30-yard TD pass from Whitehair to Gavin Michael, and the Polar Bears strike again and lead it 20-0.
Yeah, great job by Whitehair stepping up in the pocket, but deciding not to run and finding Michael had him wide open.
So Gavin is doing his father a real favor, because his dad has his other son, Gage, playing for Fairmont State right now, and he's watching Gavin the 1st half and Gage, hopefully, the 2nd half. Extra point kick by Peschel is up, and it is good. Timeout with 8:56 to go in the 1st quarter from Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 21, RCB nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
On to kick off for Fairmont Senior, number 14, Gavin Michael.
The Polar Bears off to a fast start, leading 21-0 now. As the ball has really only been on about 40 yards of the field, and it's all been all in RCB territory for the entire first 4 minutes of the first quarter. Here's Michael's kick end over end, another short one taken at the 10-yard line. Carried out over the 15 by Jones, hit by Dinger, gets free, but then gets up to the 19, and that'll be all. That was Duarte on the return for RCB, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Flying Eagles at their own 19.
Tell you, we're going to have to come up with a nickname for this kick coverage unit. I got to figure it out, but got to find one.
Okay, that'll be something that you can take care of because you're going to be so relaxed this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
1st down 10 for the Flying Eagles at their 19. They've had 2 turnovers on 2 plays. And there's the deep handoff to Jaden Hatfield. He gets over the 20 to about the 21, and Dylan Hours and Logan Canfield are right there. But RCB probably breathing a sigh of relief because it's the first play they've run but hasn't had a turnover at the end of it.
Yeah, it's a young football team, so they want to try to find just a way to get a first down just to kind of get something going first.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 7 yards to go. The ball at the 22-yard line in Flying Eagle territory. Quarterback hands it off to the fullback, and it is taken out over the 25 to about the 26. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Number 33, Meki, the ball carrier.
3rd down and about 3 yards to go.
Brought down by number 3, Karen Buda.
Quarterback under center. 3rd down play. Tailback Hatfield gets it, and Hatfield is hit behind the line of scrimmage. He has no place to go. Polar Bears on him quickly. Arbogast there. Loss on the play. And a putting situation for the Flying Eagles.
Yeah, just way too much penetration for them to get anything going there.
4th down for Robert C. Byrd.
The quarterback, Rock, is also the punter. A lot of times he'll just line up under center or out of the shotgun and do a rugby punt. But this time he's actually set up in punt formation. Taking the long snap over his head. He goes back and controls it and then punts it away and does a nice job getting it downfield. It'll go out of bounds, but he was in big trouble with that punt that was sailing over his head back to about the 10-yard line. But you could see his athleticism, one-handing it and then quickly being able to turn his body around and punt the ball away.
After the kick,
Ball's going to be set down at the 41-yard line in RCB territory. That's where the Polar Bears get it with 6:44 on the clock at the change of possession. So this is Fairmont's 4th possession, and all 4 have started in RCB territory. Good for the scoring, but bad for your stats. Wide out to the right side is Dinger. Whitehair in the pistol. He sends Jones in motion, and he gives it to Hours off the left side. A lot of running room inside the 35 to the 30, and then struggles down to about the 28-yard line.
Tell you, we look a lot better up front. Last week, I talked to Coach Bigelow about I think we were leaving our double teams too early trying to get to linebackers. Tonight, we're staying on those double teams longer before releasing to a linebacker, so it looks a lot better. Definitely a lot better.
Dylan Hours has carried the ball twice for 31 yards, and that's more yardage than he had in the whole game last week. First down and 10 at the RCB 28. In motion, Michael. Hand off to Hours. Dillon running up the middle, and he'll take it inside the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. Stop on the play was made by RCB's Gail Adams. Second down and 6 after that 4-yard gain. Gavin Michael has caught 2 passes for 50 yards tonight. Dylan Hours has one, Navon Jones one, and last week's leading receiver, Cannon Dinger, hasn't had his hands on a ball yet. Second down and 6 from the RCB 24, Fairmont 21, the Flying Eagles nothing, midway through the first quarter. Here's Whitehair, faking it, passing downfield to Dinger. He catches it at the 10, angles down to the 5, still on his feet, and goes down inside the 5-yard line.
Jeff, I saw that one coming a mile away. It looked like Dinger kind of motioned to Whitehair because he had single coverage all the way, and that was not a favorable matchup for the Flying Eagles.
20-yard pass play, and Brody Whitehair has been very efficient tonight, 5 of 6 for 77 yards. And he's thrown 1 touchdown pass. First down goal from the 4. Navon Jones in motion. And here's Whitehair on a keeper off the right side. Gets down inside the 5, and he takes it into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Brody Whitehair scores his 2nd TD of the night. And the Polar Bears score again and lead it 27-0.
Yeah, it looked like we should have had somebody that should have been in pitch relationship on that option, but offensive line did a really good job getting a hat on a hat and getting movement, so pretty well blocked.
Cam Peschel on to attempt the extra point. Probably thinking, I didn't think football would have given me this many opportunities, but a soccer player who's turned kicker this year, his extra point is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the score is Fairmont Senior 28, Robert C. Byrd nothing, on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Fairmont Senior ready to kick off, and Cam Peschel is going to kick for the Bears. Tees it up in the center of the field. Right-footed soccer-style kicker downfield, and it's going to be picked up at the 17, but there were flags where the ball was kicked off. The Polar Bears were offsides. Cam's legs are a little shorter than Gavin's, and he takes more steps, and I think that was the difference, because with Gavin, they hadn't been offsides. So that takes the ball back to the 35-yard line, and the Polar Bears will kick it again. Just the 2nd penalty against the Polar Bears tonight.
I like that. That's a big improvement. We're playing like to see a clean game tonight, and so far I think we're doing that pretty well.
Duarte is back as the deepest returner, and this kick is better than the last one. It goes down to the 10, rolls inside the 5, and is picked up at the 1-yard line by Duarte. He's hit, and he's going to be brought down inside the 10. Whoever would have thought you get a 5-yard penalty, and what does your kicker do? He kicks it down inside the 10, and now they're in worse shape than they would have been if they'd taken the first one.
Number 15, Tristan Wills.
So the ball comes out to about the 8.
First and 10 from the 8-yard line.
And that's where RCB will go with 4:52 remaining here in the first quarter, and Fairmont leading 28-0. Tavion Thornton is a corner on the near side. He's playing right up in the face of the wideout for the Flying Eagles, and that's Kobe Duarte. Quarterback Rylan Rock out of the shotgun. And he's rolling to the near side. Quick pass, and it is incomplete. Nice hit. Put on the intended receive in Duarte by Thornton. And it's incomplete.
Thornton did a nice job on that play, breaking on the ball, his little rollout, and he read it right away and did a nice job breaking on the ball.
Thornton is a new player to the team, but he's a senior, but he is probably the most outgoing player on the team. Everybody loves Tavion. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 8-yard line. 3 wide outs to the left side, and again, Rock is in the shotgun. This time he hands it off to Hatfield. Hatfield off the right side is grabbed and brought down by Trevor Bigelow. Also helping out was Tucker Hayhurst. Let's see where they mark it down. Maybe a gain of about a yard on the play.
Yeah, nice job by Hayhurst and Bigelow on that play. Really leveraging, using your hands like you should as a defensive lineman and getting off the block. Hayhurst in particular, I saw on that play, did a really nice job.
Going to give him actually 3 yards, so it will be 3rd down and 7. The ball comes out to the 11. Big 3rd down play. RCB desperately needs to convert this 1st down. Here is Rock rolling to the near side, wanting to pass, getting pressure downfield. The pass is incomplete. Nice defensive pressure by the Polar Bears there. Canfield defending along with Cannon Dinger.
Number 10, Cannon Dinger on the coverage.
It's going to be 4th down and 7.
4th down for Robert C. Byrd.
Boda really closed on that quarterback that time in a hurry.
Karen Boda's that's kind of a new name, but it's not a surprise because the coaches said this kid is going to be a big-time player for the Polar Bears, and he's already become that.
I like him. He plays really hard. Plays the game the way he should.
Boda is a sophomore, 5'8", 170 pounds. 4th down 7, and from the 11-yard line, the Flying Eagles are going to punt again. Rock stands at his goal line, punts it away, end over end, short. It'll hit at the 30, and it's picked up on the bounce by Dinger at the 40, and he runs into his own guy and goes down at about the 36-yard line. But credit Dinger for picking it up, because if he didn't, it probably would have rolled to about midfield. But instead, the Polar Bears will have it at the 36-yard line with 3:50 on the 1st quarter clock.
1st and 10 from the 36-yard line for Fairmont Senior.
Polar Bears are 4 for 4. They've scored on all 4 possessions. This is the 4th straight to start in RCB territory. Dinger wide to the near side. Polar Bears have 2 running backs now in the game. Chris Wilson and Dylan Hours behind the quarterback Whitehair. 1st down and 10. And there is the fake to Wilson, and Whitehair pitches it to Hours. Hours off the left side. He gets down to the 35 and down close to the 32-yard line before he's wrapped up and brought down.
Yeah, I think we missed a blocking assignment on that play. They brought a little inside pressure, and we didn't pick that up, and that caused Byrd to have to get rid of it a little sooner than he wanted to.
It'll be a gain of 4 yards on the play. 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Polar Bears. Ball at the 32, and timeout called by the Flying Eagles. Timeout on the field with 3:18 to go. 1st quarter, Polar Bears 28, RCB nothing on 93.1 WFJM.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Been pretty solid. Fairmont 5 of 6 passing tonight. Dinger wide to the near side. 2 wideouts to the left. In motion comes Navon Jones from left to right. And Wilson gets the handoff off the right side. Wilson runs into his own man, gets it down to the 25, and then stretches down to about the 23-yard line. Tackle on the play was made by RCB's Gale Adams.
Well blocked play. He wasn't even touched until he was about 5-6 yards down the field. So very well blocked play.
Number 21, Chris Wilson, the ball carrier.
Wilson runs well. He's a junior who's never played varsity football before. It's first down and 10. Polar Bears with their 7th first down, and we're in the first quarter. Ball at the 24. Dinger has a running back on either side of him. He wants to pass now, sets up, fires the ball downfield, and the pass is intercepted. Junior Smith has it out over the 10, the 15, and up close to the 20-yard line. Junior Smith gets RCB's biggest first quarter play, a pass interception, and the Flying Eagles have the ball at their own 20-yard line with 2:34 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, it was a really nice play. I mean, we picked the blitz up pretty well, and credit for Brody for standing in there to the last second. They just made a play.
So the Flying Eagles now have the football. Unfortunately for them, they get an interception, but they're still deep in their own territory with the ball at the 20. RCB does not have a first down yet, and their positive yardage is negligible. First and 10, Latrell Jones, tailback, gets the handoff, and he's hit. As soon as he gets the ball, Trevor Bigelow brings him down at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, just really, really nice play. Just, again, getting off a block like you're supposed to, using your hands.
Second down and 10 yards to go. Lava Kakini twisted his knee in practice this week. He's not playing for the Polar Bears tonight. Replaced offensively by Tucker Hayhurst. Defensively, the front for the Polar Bears is Joey Richmond, Kyle Arbogast, and Trevor Bigelow. Second and 10 for the Flying Eagles. Up under center is Rock. Hands it to Jones again, and Jones is hit. He has no place to go. Arbogast tripped him up first, and then there was lots of help coming behind.
Yeah, Arbogast is a very tough object to move in there, and did a nice job of playing his responsibility on that play.
1 yard gain. So it's at the 21 now, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Flying Eagles. 1:30 to go here in the first quarter. Seems like this first quarter has been as long as a first half.
Yes, it has.
Flying Eagles send a wide out to the near side. That's Duarte. Quarterback Rock under center, gives it to the fullback, and there's no place for him to go. Matanamiki with the ball, and he's brought down by Dakota Nisley. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. That was a loss of 1 on the play. And a punting situation.
Yeah, just watching the front three of Richmond, Arbogast, and Bigelow, they're doing a really good job of using their hands, hand placement, all those things that Coach Phillips likes to see them do, and leveraging the blocker. Nice job.
Rylan Rock is the punter. He's also the quarterback, but he's punted more than he's thrown the ball. His punt is away, short, far side of the field. Now it hits a 40, picked up on the bounce by Dinger at the 48. He's the 50, the 45, the 40, the 30, down to the 25, and inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line. Cannon was just itching to get his hands on the ball, and it wasn't an easy one to return because it was bouncing, but he picked it up at his own 48 and took it down to the RCB 22. So that's a 30-yard punt return with 31 seconds to go in the first quarter. Dinger wide right, 2 receivers left. Michael and Jones in the backfield, Wilson andOwers, along with Whitehair, who's at the quarterback spot. Arbogast, the center. Hayhurst playing left tackle. Left guard is Joey Richmond. Angeline right guard. Bigelow right tackle. Here's the snap, and Whitehair wants to pass. Steps up in the pocket now. Flags are down. Passes downfield to Dinger. To Michael rather. Catches at the 5. Takes it down to the goal line, but there are flags on the play. Back at about the 29-yard line.
This might be holding.
Holding is the call against Fairmont Senior. You really could tell that was coming, so I didn't get too excited when I saw Michael on the far sidelines catching that pass. I had a feeling we were going to be making the walk backwards, and that's the case.
I know that's coming back now, but I tell you, I really have been impressed early on this season with Whitehair's decision making. He's really growing as a quarterback. You can just see when he needs to check it down, he's checking it down. When he has the vertical route, he takes it. When he needs to run, he runs. So I think he's come a long way in his decision making. You can just really tell.
Clock is turning. We're down to 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. First down, 20 yards to go for the Polar Bears, and time runs out at the end of the first quarter. So the first quarter has come to an end from East West Stadium in Fairmont. With a score, the Fairmont Polar Bears 28, Robert C. Byrd nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
A big first quarter for Fairmont Senior has the Bears leading RCB 28-0 as we start the second quarter. Football at the 32. The Bears have to get down to the 12 for a first down. Now there's a timeout called at the line of scrimmage. RCB didn't like what it saw. Timeout on the field, Flying Eagles. 12 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's Fairmont 28, RCB nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
The Polar Bears with the ball. Brody Whitehair on an option pitch. Gets it to Hours. Hours down to the 30. Tripped up and goes down at about the 24-yard line. Junior Smith made a nice tackle for the Flying Eagles, stopping Hours after a gain of just about 6 yards on the play. And it's going to be second down for the Polar Bears and about 13, so give him 7 on that carry.
Yeah, well executed play there, Jeff. They maintained the pitch relationship like they should, and did a nice job on that play, making the right decision.
Second down, 13 for the Polar Bears. Football marked at the 24-yard line. Whitehair back to pass. Sets up, fires to the far side. The pass is caught by Damani Johnson. Takes it inside the 5 and into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Brody Whitehair to Damani Johnson, a 24-yard TD pass, and the Polar Bears lead it 34-0.
Yeah, I like these two-back sets, and when they bring the backs out of the backfield, they're really easy to get lost. Plus, they get matched up on linebackers, and it's a really favorable matchup a lot of times, and that's what happened on that play when we just scored there.
So Damani Johnson catches his first ever TD pass, and the kick by Peschel is up and good. Timeout on the field with 11:10 to go in the second quarter. Fairmont 35, RCB nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project.
Come right to left. And here is his end-over-end kick, a short kick, and it is going to be taken by Junior Smith, and he takes it out over the 30, 35, and up to about the 37-yard line, maybe the 38. Call it the 38-yard line, and it'll be first down and 10 for the Flying Eagles from there. 11:04 on the clock here in the second quarter. Fairmont Senior 35 and RCB nothing. Last year when the two teams played, Polar Bears won the game by a 36-0 score in Clarksburg. First and 10 play. Handoff goes to the deep back, and he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. No place at all to go, and that was Junior Smith carrying. They may get him back to the line, but that'll be all. So no gain on the play.
You know, you hear people say making the play without making the play. Arbogast made that play even though he didn't officially get credit with the tackle. He pressed the center back about 3 or 4 yards and created space for the linebacker to fill. Nice job.
Dakota Nisley into the game for the Polar Bears along with Jay Papali, sophomore. Second down and 10 for the Flying Eagles. Rock wants to pass to the far side. The pass is caught at about the 43-yard line by Smith, but quickly there for the Polar Bears is Wagner on the stop.
Brought down by number 1, Jordan
That's
Wagner.
Jordan Wagner. He's a junior. But that'll be a 5-yard pass play. And that's the first pass completion of the night for RCB. Third down, 5 yards to go. Inside 10 minutes here in the second quarter. Rock wants to pass, getting pressure off his back foot, and the pass is incomplete at about the 50-yard line. It was intended for Jones, but the Polar Bears had good defensive pressure on, and Rock was getting pressure as he threw it, and it's incomplete. Fourth down coming up for RCB.
Yeah, that was just a bull rush on the edge by Bigelow, and just overpowered the tackle on that play.
So, Rock will punt. There's the rugby punt, comes to the near side of the field, and it's a short punt. It's at the 43, takes a Polar Bear roll, and it's going to be down at the 47 in Fairmont territory. But that is the first time tonight the Polar Bears have the football on their own side of the 50. And the score indicates that. 35-0. This will be the Polar Bears' 7th possession already in this game, and Fairmont has scored on 5 of its first 6. And they were close to scoring on the one they didn't. It was just a turnover on an interception as the Polar Bears were driving. First down and 10 now from their own 47. 2 receivers each side. Cannon Dinger goes in motion, touch pass to Dinger, running behind Dylan Hours. He gets to the 50, down to the 45. Flags are down, comes back this way, then heads to the sidelines. And he might as well go down because there's a flag on the play back at about the 49-yard line in RCB territory on the run.
Yeah, it looked like it came in kind of late.
Referee stands with his foot on the 49, so it's most likely going to be a holding penalty against the Polar Bears.
Holding, Fairmont Senior.
That actually is going to be a 4-yard pass play, and then the penalty is assessed. So Dinger will get a little gain on that one. And it's going to be first down and 16 for the Bears now, with 3 wide outs to the left side. Ball back at the 41. There's a little swing pass coming to Michael, but it's low, and he picks it up on the hop. Incomplete.
Pass intended for number 14, Gavin Michael, falls incomplete.
Yeah, I think Michael had some green grass in front of him. We would have completed that. Or actually turf, I should say.
Yeah, we don't talk about grass anymore. 7 of 10 passing for Whitehair, 105 yards tonight. And he's thrown 3 touchdown passes. Second down, 16. Clock turned down to 9:10. It stopped on that incomplete pass. Hours goes in motion from left to right. Whitehair looks to pass, looks right now, throws down the sidelines for Hours, who catches it at the 30. He's down to the 25, still runs at the 15. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's into the end zone. Hits a Polar Bear touchdown. It's a 59-yard TD pass from Whitehair to Hours, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 41-0.
Yeah, it was obviously a run zone that time. We motioned across. Nobody went with the motion man, so we just had a wheel route up the sideline, and nice completion, and just a great finish by Hours to get into the end zone.
Peschel on to attempt the extra point. Canfield to hold. Low snap. Canfield gets it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field with 8:55 left in the first half. It's the Polar Bears 42, RCB nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
RCB team. They've got a lot of freshmen and a lot of sophomores in their lineup. Here's Peschel kicking off end over end, but short. Taken on the bounce back at the 20-yard line. Junior Smith has it, and he reverses fields and gets it up to the 25, the 30, and he's going to be brought down close to the 35-yard line.
Number 3, Junior Smith on a return.
Tavion Thornton and Taryn Boda in on the stop for Fairmont Senior.
And number 21, Chris Wilson.
It'll be first down and 10. RCB, 8:42 to go. Second quarter. Brody Whitehair has completed 8 of 11 passes for 164 yards and 4 touchdowns here in the first half. Rock out of the shotgun on this first down play. In motion comes Smith, and he gets the handoff, and he is thrown to the turf by Damani Johnson. Nice defensive play by the Polar Bears, Johnson.
Yeah, you hear the terminology a lot of times in football, setting the edge, and that's what Dawson did on that play. Did a nice job of coming up and being real strong on the perimeter that time.
1 yard gain. It'll be second down and 9 for RCB. The Flying Eagles do not have a first down yet. James McMillian comes in to run at the fullback spot. Their quarterback, Rock, is in the shotgun. 2nd and 9. Gives it to Jaden Hatfield, wide to the left side. Hatfield gets around the edge. He gets out over the 45, the 50, down the sidelines at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. He's into the end zone for an RCB touchdown. It'll be a 64-yard run by Jaden Hatfield, and the Flying Eagles get on the scoreboard for the first time this season.
Yeah, they had us shifting just at the right time to the left and then to our left, and then they ran to their left. So it was a really good call.
Jaden Hatfield is a freshman, 5'10", 170-pounder, and he showed that speed along the sidelines because it looked as though the Polar Bears had an angle to get him, but he just outran it. So the Flying Eagles now will go for the 2-point conversion. Smith takes the ball, lofts one into the end zone, and the pass is dropped in the end zone. The 2-point conversion fails. That was Rylan Rock, who's typically the quarterback. They tried to get him the ball for the 2. Doesn't work, and there's timeout on the field. 7:45 to go, second quarter. It's Fairmont 42, RCB 6 on 93.1 WFGM.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
Kickoff from left to right. End over end, short kick, and it is going to be taken at the 20-yard line by Hours. Hours cuts up the center of the field at the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, down the sidelines at the 40. He's at the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, hits a Polar Bear touchdown. Dylan Hours on an 80-yard kickoff return, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 48-6.
I think they're having nightmares again with him returning kicks. I know they don't like it when he returns kicks. That was just a great return.
You're referring to that game 2 years ago where the
Yes.
Polar Bears fell behind with 1:27 to go, and the Polar Bears' future on the line as RCB was about ready to eliminate the Polar Bears, but Fairmont's Hours returned a kickoff over 90 yards to put the Bears in front and win the game. Peschel ready to attempt the extra point from right to left. It is up. It is good. Nothing to it for Cam Peschel. 7:30 to go. Second quarter. The Polar Bears 49, RCB 6 on 93.1 WFGM.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Smith, Kobe Duarte, back deep, and Duarte goes back, lets it bounce the 5, and it doesn't go into the end zone, so he has to pick it up. Gets out over the 10, up to the 15, and then fights his way up close to the 18-yard line.
Brought down by number 1, Jordan Wagner.
Jordan Wagner and Jackson Lowther in on the tackle for the Polar Bears.
Sometimes when you see a delay like that with the ball being returned, sometimes you see people get out of the lanes in their lanes, but we're staying in our lanes really well even on that play.
Yeah, the plan was by Duarte was just to let it go in the end zone, but it just stopped rolling and he had to pick it up. First down 10 from the 18. Rock is in the shotgun. Hatfield beside him. And now RCB has to call a timeout. Timeout, Flying Eagles, 7:22 to go, second quarter. Fairmont 49, RCB 6 on 93.1 WFGM.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in North Central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project.
And the Flying Eagles have the football in their own territory at the 18. First down and 10. Ryland Rock hands it off to Smith, wanting ride to the left side, and he's grabbed and brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Number 3 on the carry.
Making the tackle for the Polar Bears was Logan Canfield. There's a flag on the play. And now they wave the flag off.
No flag on the play.
So the ball will be set down at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be second down and 10, second and 10 from the 18-yard line. No gain on that last play. Wide out to the near side. They have two. Now they shift the backfield. Snap comes to Rock, handoff to Latrell Jones, and Jones dives to the 20, and that'll be all.
Number 1, Jones.
Reed Lister was in the area, but it was more as though Jones just went diving down at about the 20, so he'll gain 2, and it's going to be third down and 8.
This is critical right now for some of these younger guys that are getting in the game to get quality reps against first-team competition. This is a really, really good experience for them right now.
Riley Green is along the front line for the Polar Bears, along with Lister, Papali. So those are all replacements. Snap goes over the head of Rock. He runs back to get it. He's inside the 5-yard line trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and more. He's hit at the 13-yard line and brought down. So Rock did a good job of recovering after what could have been a devastating loss. Boda brings him down, and it's going to be 4th and long as the ball's going to be marked back at the 13-yard line. That's a bad snap in your stats. So you don't charge that loss to the quarterback. So Rock will be doing the punting. Another bad snap, and the ball falls to the turf, and there's a flag on the play at the line of scrimmage, and RCB is very happy about that. False start against the Flying Eagles. That'll take them back 5 yards, back to the 8-yard line. That's been a plus for RCB tonight. Penalties have not been an issue. So the ball is at the 8. It's 4th down. The first down marker is all the way at the 28-yard line. So obviously a punting situation now. Rock stands just at about his goal line. And there have been some questionable snaps, and now time runs out, and there's a flag on the play as RCB has taken up too much time.
Delay game.
So that'll take the ball back to the 4-yard line. So that's making it just even that more difficult to punt the ball. A lot less room. Clock down to 4:57. Halftime can't come fast enough for RCB tonight. Trailing the Polar Bears 49-6. So we're ready to close out the first half. Rock ready to punt. Polar Bears have Navon Jones and Wilson deep to return, and Wilson will catch it at the 35, runs wide to the right. He's down to the 30, the 25. He's at the 20, the 15, and run down inside the 10-yard line along the sidelines. Chris Wilson with a very nice punt return, and the Polar Bears have the football deep in RCB territory with 4:42 to go in the first half. They're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line at the 9. So it'll be first down and goal to go for the Polar Bears at the 9-yard line. Damani Johnson in the backfield. Whitehair, the quarterback. Hayhurst and Richmond along the offensive line with Angeline and Bigelow. The center is Arbogast. First and goal from the 9. Here's Whitehair giving it to Johnson. Johnson off the right side, takes it inside the 5, and he takes the ball down close to the goal line, and he is into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Damani Johnson takes it in from 8 yards out, and the Polar Bears now lead it 55-6.
Yeah, nice to see him get in the end zone as we try to develop some depth at running back.
On to attempt the extra point, number 44, Cam Peschel.
Peschel will kick from right to left. Canfield holding. Good snap, ball down, kick up, kick good. 4:31 to go in the first half from Fairmont. The score, the Fairmont Polar Bears 56, RCB 6 on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
The Polar Bears leading 56-6 with 4:31 left in the first half, and Peschel ready to kick off again. Peschel's kick is end over end, and it is going to be taken at the 10-yard line, and that is Duarte with it, and he takes it up close to the 35. He was hit at the 35-yard line by Polar Bears' Gabe Muller, freshman. Ball's at the 35, first down and 10.
First and 10.
Try to give you the players in the game for the Polar Bears. Tanner Woodman is in the secondary, along with Rudy Carrillo. At a linebacker spot is Max Bracero. It's first down and 10 for the Flying Eagles. Rock up under center. And there is the handoff to Hatfield. Hatfield hit by Papali, but he does manage to get up to about the 40-yard line.
Number 24, Jaden Hatfield, the ball carrier.
So it'll be a pickup of about 5 yards on the play. And it'll be second down and 5. That freshman Hatfield going to have a lot of yardage tonight. He has 75 now. Of course, the bulk of that coming on that 1 yard, or that one play, the 64-yard run. But playing against Polar Bear reserves, probably going to get a chance to have a big night. And here the handoff goes to Latrell Jones, and Jones takes it over the 50 down to the 49-yard line. Tackle on the play by the Polar Bears, Deshaun Floyd. Deshaun, brother of the Stills boys, and of course it was a big night for Dante back on Tuesday when he was officially a member of the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes, it was. Major congratulations to him. That is absolutely awesome.
Junior Smith goes in motion, and there is the fake pitch, and the handoff goes to the fullback, and the football is carried down to about the 45-yard line. Another nice gain. That was James McMillian with the carry, and he'll take it down to the 46. It's going to be second down and about 3. Woodman makes the tackle for the Polar Bears. He's freshman backup quarterback. 2nd and 3 for the Flying Eagles. Tailback gets the ball this time, and Latrell Jones is hit and goes down. And that was a nice defensive play by Jackson Lowther, and is he fired up about that play?
Yeah, that was good form in that tackle. It was just basically looked like a wrestling double leg takedown.
A gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down and 2, but Lowther was reacting as though that was the game-saving tackle at the end of the game, but he's getting some early taste of football here tonight. Handoff goes to the tailback, and Latrell Jones carries it inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line.
Brought down by number 40, Max Bracero.
Bracero makes the tackle. Ball is down at the 34-yard line. So Latrell Jones with a successful run, and RCB has another first down. It's Flying Eagles' 3rd of the night. 1st and 10, 1:54 to go on the clock here in the second quarter. Smith comes in motion and gets the toss, running wide to the right side, gets to the corner, and then is pushed out of bounds by Bracero.
Number 3, Smith, the ball carrier.
Down at about the 30, so he's going to get 4, and it'll be 2nd down and 6. RCB running a lot of players. Don't think they really still yet know exactly who their players are going to be this season. They're running a lot of guys in the backfield, trying to get everybody to fall into place. 2nd down and 6 from the 30-yard line. Handoff goes to Hatfield off the left side, and Hatfield sees some open space and then is brought down at about the 26. So he's going to get good yardage down to the 26-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and about a yard to go. Game clock down to 1:20. RCB would love to get this ball in the end zone. Duarte is a split end to the right side, and the quarterback Rock hands it to Latrell Jones. Jones up the middle is hit by Woodman, breaks free, and takes it down close to the 15-yard line.
Number 24, Hatfield, the ball carrier. Initial hit by number 27, Tanner Woodman.
So it's another first down for the Flying Eagles. And we're down to 50 seconds to go. RCB with the football. The Flying Eagles don't have any timeouts left. Rock up under center. Tosses it to the left to Jones. Jones with room to down the sidelines inside the 10, and then pushed out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Jones, the ball carrier, brought down by number 40, Bracero.
So it's going to be first down and goal to go for RCB. And they're going to mark the football down at about the 3-yard line.
1st and goal, Robert C. Byrd.
Yeah, they'll probably have to have a couple plays called here because they won't have a lot of time.
32 seconds on the clock. 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Rock under center, gives it to the fullback, McMillian off the right side, and he is stood up and brought down. Bracero in on the tackle, nicely to help out, and Lowther also there. Down to 20 seconds to go.
McMillian, the ball carrier.
The ball is at the 1-yard line. They quickly come to the line of scrimmage. I formation. Jones gets the handoff, dives down to the goal line, and he's going to be short, and they're not going to have time to run another play. 3rd down, and the clock will run out at the 1-yard line for the Flying Eagles.
A nice hustle play by Nisley.
Halftime for the historic East West Stadium. Your score.
So the first half comes to a close from East West Stadium in Fairmont. The home opener for the Polar Bears, and the score at the half is Fairmont Senior 56, Robert C. Byrd 6 on 93.1 WFGM.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmer chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
It's halftime at the stadium in Fairmont. We were excited to play the home opener tonight, a Thursday night. I've always said the only time I like Thursday night games is Friday, the day after, because you're finished and everybody else is playing. But that 1 day short always seems to be a big deal. The Polar Bears, though, aren't playing like it's a big deal to have 1 day short to get ready for this one, because they have looked much better tonight than they did last week at Lewis County.
They have, and as we talked at the end of the game last week, there are, and Coach Bardick said it in the pregame. I mean, there was some sloppiness to the game last week, which is kind of what you expect in the first game. But I really like how we came out and took control right away, and I think we've looked pretty good on both sides of the ball and special teams as well.
Very efficient. You take a look at the passing game. You get so spoiled. I mean, the last decade or two of Polar Bear football, the quarterbacks and the receivers have been so good that you almost take it for granted. And then sometimes when you play someone else and you see it's not as easy for everybody to throw the ball. And you have to remember that you're watching elite athletes for the Polar Bears at the quarterback and receiver positions, and Fairmont's been blessed in those positions for many years, and it's the same thing this season. Brody, in his second season as a quarterback, really his third. He played a few games as a freshman, but then was injured. But this is really his second full year. He's really matured, and as you mentioned earlier, it's showing.
He has, Jeff, and I really got a chance to look at the tape a little closer, and one of the things I was trying to say earlier on, I didn't have a lot of time to say it, but just the things that I see in his game that they're really impressive to me is that he's really going through his progressions. He's making sure before he checks it down, he goes through everything. Or if he runs, he makes sure that, whereas in the past maybe he might have taken off a little sooner, he makes sure that he has went through everything. And even tonight, you see he's kind of, went laterally to keep, a play alive behind the line of scrimmage so that he can still buy some time for the, for his receiver. But, I like the decision making he's making. And I think he's standing tall in the pocket. He's doing all the things. I think his drops are really good. He's not getting too deep on his drops. I think that's something else that's really helping him. So I just think there's a lot of positives so far, and it really comes down to decision making. He's always had the arm talent. He's always had those things, but you just really see the progression, and it's just getting a year older. I mean, you just see it. I mean, he's just becoming more. I think he's calmer in the pocket. You can just see it.
I always wonder at the quarterback and the receiver positions, because sometimes, all teams go through it. You have to replace the guy before, and sometimes that's hard. RCB's going through it now because they had George as their quarterback, and he was a really good passer. He threw for over 2,000 yards last year. He was very good. Well, they have to replace him, and it's not easy. And we're used to seeing the Polar Bears just seem to reload at that quarterback position.
It is. I mean, it's really amazing. I mean, if you really go back, and you can go even as far back to a teammate that I played with at Fairmont State that played here that a lot of people know about, Jared Ferguson. I mean, you go all the way back to him, and then you go through all the quarterbacks that have come through this school. It's amazing. You kind of say every year, well, when's it going to run out? When's it going to run out? And then the next one comes and kind of carries the mantle and carries the torch, and Brody's no different. I mean, he's obviously he's nowhere finished. I mean, he's only a junior. I mean, so he's just going to keep getting better, and so just really like to see. But I really see the growth. Like I said, I mean, I really watched that tape last week, and I was really impressed. I mean, he's making good decisions. He's protecting the football. I mean, the interception tonight, but just the guy made a play. I mean, it's going to happen. But I really like the decision making. He's making good decisions.
There's a group of kids that puts in a lot of work during football season, and it's not the football team, but it's the Polar Bear Band, and the band is performing here at halftime, their first halftime show, and of course the home fans enjoying it. What we're going to do is we're going to go down on the field and pick up just a little bit of music from the Polar Bear Marching Band at halftime, with Fairmont leading 56-6. That's the Polar Bear Band, and it's halftime at East West Stadium in Fairmont. It's been a big first half for the home team. The score at the half is the Fairmont Polar Bears 56, Robert C. Byrd 6, and we'll check the halftime stats and more when the halftime show continues on 93.1 WFGN. Got it. Thank you. It's my favorite part of halftime. It's the Ask Ray any question you can think of. And we were a little easy on him last week because it was the first game. But now it is actually game week. And talking about Ray Frazier, in case you are unaware, Ray's son, Zach, is the Mountaineer center. And not only is he the center for the Mountaineers, but he's like one of the very best centers in the entire country in college football. I can say that. But that's a legitimate statement because everybody knows that. So we've got that out of the way. Now tell me now, how are you feeling as you get ready to watch Zach in action against Penn State come Saturday night?
Just really excited. I mean, it's going to be an incredible environment. They're saying probably about 106,000-107,000 people. So, that's something that you want to play in. You want to play in that type of environment. I guess it's a helmet stripe, but the game they're saying, but it basically, for all intents and purposes, should be pretty much a whiteout. So it's going to be interesting.
Tell me about Zach's personality now in a game like this, because you obviously know him better than anyone. He's playing in a big game, season opener, and a lot is expected of him, and he's playing in one of the most hostile places he'll play. How is he going to react to that?
I think very calmly. I mean, that's something that he's always been able to do. People ask him, like, I think you got to ask in the media, how's he going to sleep? He's going to sleep just fine because he'll be as prepared as he needs to be. Full confidence in him, full confidence in everybody, all of his teammates. So I think he has the ability to remain calm, but I can tell you he's very excited and he's ready to go.
How often do you get a chance to talk with him? And when you do you talk about the game coming up?
We talk, throughout the week. We'll talk a little bit here and there, but, I kind of, it's kind of like even like when we go play golf. A lot of times, it's just we go and play golf and we try not to talk about football unless, he brings it up. So, we will a little bit here and there, but not too much. I want him to be able to focus on it, and he knows what he's got to do.
When we talk about center, and you and I had this discussion a week ago about all of the responsibilities of the center. You played that spot yourself, so you know very well. And I think it's probably maybe even become more complex now.
It has.
There is a lot that's in his role. A lot of people think, well, the center snaps the ball on the right count.
Yeah.
That's probably the easiest thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to it. I think a lot of people may not realize all the responsibility that comes with it. You hear all the time being able to ID who the Mike linebacker is, and a lot of people might not understand why that's so important, but it is important because that's where the play starts. That's where everybody's working from, and if you don't do that correctly, then it throws everything else off. Protections are very important because if you have a protection that you need to slide a certain way and you slide the wrong way. Those are all things that you have to make those decisions, and a lot of times you have to make them very quickly in a quick, timely manner. And then, oh, by the way, you got to block a 315-pound nose tackle. So.
And when you see the center come to the line of scrimmage, and before he gets down, he's pointing.
Yeah.
What's he pointing at, and what does that mean to his teammates?
Most of the time, that's pointing to who the Mike linebacker. They're identifying who the Mike linebacker is. So, like tonight, you see, we have a 6-man box. A lot of times, there's 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers there in the box. But sometimes it just depends on certain plays or who you identify is up to you, and you have to make that decision. Sometimes it's based on the play, sometimes it's based on personnel, but you have to make that decision, and a lot of times that comes from what your coaches want. You have to make sure that you make the right decision, and that's through film study. That's through preparation, and he does that very well.
For those listening who have heard the term Mike linebacker, they might not know who that is.
Yeah, we're talking about the middle linebacker. That's the starting point of where we're starting to play from. So that's what we're working toward, and so sometimes it might be that we identify the Mike right in front of us, or it could be that you identify a Mike linebacker that's on the fringe of the box, and if that happens, then it changes a little bit of how you work to. You're working to that person, so it just throws off who you're working to, you have to make sure you make the right decision, and so it's stressful, but it's fun.
And as a dad, your stress level begins before the ball is snapped.
Yeah.
You're worrying about the play that's going to be called and Zach's call at the line of scrimmage.
But the really neat thing about it is, I mean, that's when it's really neat to be just a dad. And I mean, I just watch what happens, and I'm just enjoying the game just like anybody else. And of course, I'm watching the linemen because that's what I always love to watch. And and that's something that I think that's where games are won and lost. And so I'll always believe that. And I really enjoy being able to watch him play. It's really neat.
You don't have inside information, obviously. We're not asking that, but what do you foresee as the offensive strategy in this opening game with this experienced offensive line, a quarterback that's not as experienced, and some top flight running backs?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they want to be balanced. I mean, I really believe that they want to be able to do both. And I mean, I know that's probably any offensive strategy, but I really believe that because I really think that if you become too heavy one way or the other, it makes it very difficult to be as successful or do what you want to do. So I think we need to be able to run the football, but we've got to also have a passing game that's going to be able to take the ball down the field when we need to.
If Garrett Green is in fact the starting quarterback, as most are assuming, tell me about his personality.
Well, I just think both quarterbacks. I mean, I think that they're both. The thing that's really good about the situation they have now is both quarterbacks are mobile. They're both dual threat. But you asking Garrett in particular, I think he's a very solid teammate. He's just a very tough-minded kid. I mean, he just I think he's just a really tough quarterback, and I think he's got a lot of arm talent. I think whoever gets that chance is going to be ready to go.
The inside information, it doesn't get much more inside than this. All right, thanks for that update on the Mountaineers, and we hope you have a safe trip to State College and enjoy the football game that most of us will be watching from our couches.
Thank you.
We're having quite a game here tonight at East West Stadium. The Polar Bears have already scored the most points ever in this series, tying 2019 when Fairmont won it back in 2019 by a 56-0 score. Well, it's 56-6 here at halftime, and when we come back, we'll check the first half stats and have the start of the second half here on 93.1 WFGM.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
38-0 Polar Bear win in Clarksburg. Fairmont's overall record against RCB is 17-11. The Polar Bears are 9-4 at home, and they will expand on both of those numbers with this game tonight. Last season when the two teams played, Dylan Hours ran for 125 yards. And Trey Longwell caught a 56-yard touchdown pass. The Polar Bears had 467 yards of offense in that game, in that shutout 38-0 at RCB. Okay, let's check the stats in this game tonight. On the ground, RCB has 126 total yards. Their leading rusher is their freshman, Jaden Hatfield, who has 90 yards rushing, including a 64-yard touchdown run. On the Fairmont side, 86 rushing yards. The bulk of it coming from Dylan Hours, 46 yards on 5 carries. Brody Whitehair, the quarterback, 24 yards on 3 attempts. Through the air, Whitehair has completed 8 of 11 passes for 164 yards and 4 touchdowns. Also 1 interception. And for RCB, Rylan Rock has completed 1 of 4 passes for 5 yards, no interceptions, no touchdowns. 4 first downs for the Flying Eagles, 9 for the Polar Bears. Total yardage at the half, Fairmont Senior 250, RCB 131. Penalties haven't been much of a factor in this game. The Polar Bears have been hit with 3 flags for 35 yards. RCB 3 penalties for 14. Touchdown scorers. Take us a while to do that one. Brody Whitehair scored the first touchdown of the game, 13-yard run, 10:51 to go in the first quarter. Next time out, let me just mention, it'll go faster if I tell you this. Cam Peschel connected on each of the extra points. So when I tell you who scored the touchdown, just assume that Peschel kicked the extra point because he did. Next, it's Dylan Hours on a 5-yard pass play from Whitehair. That was just about a minute later, 9:56 to go in the first quarter, because RCB fumbled on its first play from scrimmage. Then the Polar Bears get it back on another RCB fumble on their second play from scrimmage. And Gavin Michael catches a 30-yard pass from Whitehair. 8:56 to go in the first quarter, and the Polar Bears are up 21-0. And I mean, we've barely played 3 minutes of the game, and the Polar Bears have 3 touchdowns. With 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, Whitehair runs it in from 4 yards out, and the Polar Bears lead 28-0. That was the score at the end of the first quarter, and it didn't take the Polar Bears long to score in the second quarter. A 24-yard run by Damani Johnson gives the Polar Bears 6 more points. Dylan Hours, a 59-yard run. And then on the kickoff to start the second half, the Polar Bears kick it off, and it's returned all the way down to the 21-yard line. So RCB will go first down and 10. Told you it was a lot of scoring. Didn't even get a chance to give you all of the scores before we start the second half. And RCB ready to go first down with the football in its territory at the 21-yard line. Polar Bears start out along the defensive line. Deshaun Floyd in there along with Jay Papali, Tucker Hayhurst. RCB has Rock at quarterback. Jones gets the handoff. There's a big hole. Gets out over the 25, the 30, the 35, and up to the 36-yard line. Hit and brought down by Jason Walker. And also in the stop for the Polar Bears was Justice Smith.
And a pretty well blocked play on that left side of the RCB offensive line.
15-yard run for Latrell Jones and an RCB first down. Polar Bears have all second and third line players in the game. RCB obviously still with its starting group. Handoff goes to the fullback, and the football is carried up to the 40 and over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Flag on the play. Matanamiki carries the football. Flag on the play. Face mask called against the Polar Bears. Looks like it's just the 5-yard variety, but it'll be enough for an RCB first down. 5 yard on the run and 5 yards on the penalty. So RCB has its 6th first down. So the Flying Eagles are getting experience now of moving the football, something that they didn't do much of in the first half. Trailing the Polar Bears 56-6. Under center is Rock, and he hands it off to Jones. Jones coming this way, gets to the 50, inside the 50 to the 45, and then dragged down at about the 40-yard line. Bracero in on the tackle for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, they run the counter gap play that's famed by the Washington Redskins, where they pulled the guard and the tackle and executed it pretty well that time.
So it's a first down run, and Latrell Jones has gained 60 yards in the game tonight. RCB has its 7th first down, and the ball is at the 41 in Fairmont territory. 10:25 turning clock, 3rd quarter. McMillian goes in motion. Hatfield gets the handoff, and he is hit, and he doesn't get free. Dakota Nisley has him along with Deshaun Floyd.
Yeah, that play was caused by Floyd on that play. He got really nice penetration that time and set it up nicely for both him and Nicely to make the play.
No gain on that play. And it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. In case you're wondering about Deshaun Floyd, he is a 6'1", 308-pound sophomore. Along the front line for the Polar Bears. 2nd and 10 RCB. Toss comes to Jones. Jones looks for a hole. Now takes it to the outside, to the 35 and close to the 34-yard line. Stays in bounds. And he's brought down by Walker. Going to be a couple of yards short of the first down.
Yeah, these reps are so critical for the players that are in the game now, and as they show they can perform, they will get more reps, in with the first team. It's very important for the rest of this game.
3rd down and 3 for the Flying Eagles at the Fairmont 34-yard line. First man through. Matanamiki gets the handoff down to the 31-yard line. Wrapped up and brought down there. Drew Jackson in on the tackle for the Polar Bears, but it'll be a first down for RCB.
Yeah, and as we've learned over the years, it's a long season, and you have to have depth. You have to, throughout the course of the season, you're going to need a lot of bodies, and they get the chance to show that they can perform. That's going to elevate them.
Wide out to the left side, and also Junior Smith wide to the right. Fake pitch, handoff goes to the big back up the middle. And Matamiki takes it inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line.
33 to ball carrier.
Jackson in on the tackle along with the Polar Bears' Jackson Lowther.
Yeah, nice job by Lowther on that counter play. He stayed home that time and really did a nice job of being in the gap where he needed to be.
Ball's at the 27-yard line. Fairmont Senior 56, RCB 6. And the Flying Eagles driving now in Polar Bear territory. 2nd down play coming up. Handoff goes to Jones. Jones breaks free off the left side, ducks through a tackle, takes it inside the 20. He's down to the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's into the end zone. It's an RCB touchdown. 27-yard run by Latrell Jones, and RCB has scored, and it's now 56-12. So the Flying Eagles will now go for the conversion. First touchdown they scored. Junior Smith ran at the quarterback spot and tried to throw it to the regular quarterback, Rylan Rock, but he couldn't catch it. And Rock is going to bring his team up Now at the 3-yard line going for 2. He's up under center this time. And there's some movement at the line of scrimmage. And a penalty flag is thrown. False start called against the Flying Eagles. And that'll take the ball back to the 8. So if the plan was to run the big fullback up the middle, they might have to revise the strategy now with the football back at the 8-yard line. Going for 2. Fairmont leads at 56-12 with 7:39 on the clock. We're in the third quarter from East West Stadium. Next week, it's another Thursday night game as the Polar Bears play here at home against Preston. Rock under center going for 2. He gives it to the deep back, and that is Hatfield. And Hatfield weaves his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Jaden Hatfield takes it in from 8 yards out, and there's timeout on the field. 7:39 to go, third quarter. Fairmont Senior 56, RCB 14, a 93.1 WFGM.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
RCB ready to kick off from left to right with the Polar Bears on top 56-14.
Kicking off for Robert C. Byrd, number 86, Bryson McAtee, back for Fairmont Senior.
Dylan Hours and Cannon Dinger back to return the kick.
Number 10, Cannon Dinger.
Bryson McAtee kicking off, and this one is sailing out of bounds on the far side of the field, and the Polar Bears will get the ball at the 35-yard line. So Fairmont Senior brings its team from the sidelines. And the Polar Bears have their regulars in on this possession, and the reserves in on defense. RCB scored, so the Polar Bears counter now with their first-line players, leading 56-14. Football marked at the 35-yard line on the far hash marks. Fairmont moves from right to left. Arbogast over the ball at center. Richmond and Angeline the guards. Bigelow and Hayhurst are the tackles. Johnson sets up as the running back behind Whitehair. And Johnson gets the handoff, slips a tackle at the line of scrimmage, comes back the other way, slips another tackle, and he gets up to the 35, close to the 40-yard line, and dragged down there. A lot of running for about 5 yards as Junior Smith makes the tackle after a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, Dawson just didn't have a lot on the front side and just decided to cut it back, but still made some positive yards out of a small gain.
Second down and 5 for the Polar Bears now. Whitehair out of the pistol formation. This time he has Chris Wilson behind him. Play clock down to 12. Whitehair. Quick pass far side. Hours catches it at the 40. He gets to the Canfield rather, gets to the 45 up to the 50 and down to the 49-yard line. It'll be an 11-yard pass play.
Yeah, good decision that time by Whitehair. They were playing off Canfield a good bit that time.
So Canfield makes his first catch of the season, and it's first down and 10 for the Polar Bears from the 49 in RCB territory. 2 wideouts to the left side, 2 to the right. In motion comes Cannon Dinger in front of the quarterback. He gets the touch pass, then cuts it inside, and then is brought down quickly at about the 48-yard line. He'll get about a yard on that pass play.
Number 10, Cannon Dinger. Brought down by number 55, Logan Crump.
It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Polar Bears at the RCB 48-yard line with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Fairmont Senior 56, RCB 14. Whitehair has Canfield and Jones wide to the right side. Michael and Dinger to the left, and Dinger comes in motion from left to right. And the handoff goes up the middle, and it's Boda with it. He's inside the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, and down to the 25-yard line. Taryn Boda carries the football for the Polar Bears down to the 25-yard line, and a flag is down close to the 30.
Flag on the play.
Block in the back called against the Polar Bears. Assessed from the spot of the foul, which will be the 29-yard line. So it'll be a 19-yard gain for Boda, and then the penalty assessed after that. So the Polar Bears come out now. 1st down and 10. They get the 1st down on the play. And the ball at the 39 in RCB territory. 3 receivers to the right. Dinger comes in motion behind the running backs. And there is the option to the right. Dinger gets the pitch. Running to the right side, gets to the 40, down the sidelines at the 35. He's at the 30, and he goes down out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. It'll be a Polar Bear 1st down after an 11-yard gain for Cannon Dinger. That's a running play for Dinger.
Yeah, pretty well executed. They had edge blitz pressure coming off from the field, and we executed the option that time.
Looked as though it was coming to the near side, then it went back to the right, and Dinger went down the far sidelines for Polar Bear 1st down. Timeout called by RCB at the line of scrimmage. 4:44 to go, third quarter from Fairmont. The score, the Polar Bears 56, Robert C. Byrd 14 on 93.1 WFGM.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
To the right, Jones and Canfield. Michael sends Canfield in motion and fakes the touch pass to him and hands it off to Boda in the backfield. Boda down to the 25. He's at the 20 and gets close to the 15-yard line. Nice run by Taryn Boda. Making the stop for the Flying Eagles was Logan Fordyce. 12-yard gain for Taryn Boda. And another Fairmont 1st down. Keeps the drive alive. Ball marked at the 16-yard line. Canfield lines up behind the quarterback Whitehair now on this 1st and 10 play. Low snap. Whitehair picks it up, mix up on the play, and Whitehair runs with it to the far side, inside the 10, the 5, and he takes the ball down to the goal line, and he's into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Flag on the play. The touchdown goes from the 16-yard line, but a flag was thrown on the far side of the field. And a penalty coming up against the Polar Bears. There was a mix-up and a bad snap, and then when Whitehair picked it up, he went to either fake the handoff or hand it off, and the running back was on the other side. So it was kind of mixed up from the beginning, but then Whitehair took it into the end zone. Fairmont called for holding penalty. It's going to be first down and 15. Whitehair has Michael in motion, and he hands the ball up the middle to Canfield, and Canfield takes it inside the 15, the 10, and down to about the 9-yard line. Junior Smith makes the tackle for RCB, but it'll be a 7-yard gain for Canfield.
Yeah, very well blocked. Getting a hat on a hat looks very good.
Second down coming up for the Polar Bears. At about 3 yards to go, the ball inside the 10-yard line. Whitehair rather has Canfield to his left. In motion comes Dinger. There's a mix-up on the toss to him, and Whitehair has to fall on it. And that should be called an incomplete pass. And it is. So it's going to be third down for the Polar Bears. It's that crazy touch pass that it almost seemed as though it started with Tavon Austin at WVU. Yeah. Because it looks like a running play, but just that little bit of error between the running back and the quarterback make it a pass and not a run. Third down 4 for the Polar Bears. Ball just inside the 10-yard line. Whitehair looks to pass, sends it, lofting it into the end zone, and reaching up for it is Dinger, but he can't catch it. It's over his head, incomplete. And it's going to bring up a fourth down for Fairmont Senior.
Number 1, Latrell Jones.
That was a great effort by Dinger that time. Just came up a little short.
I think they're going to give Cam Peschel a chance to attempt a field goal here. He has never tried a field goal, but watching him in warm-up before the game, he actually connected on a 40-yarder. This is well within his range, but it's different when it's in game conditions. Ball's going to be set down on the 17. It'll be a 27-yard attempt for Cannon Dinger, the junior kicker. Ball on the tee. The kick is a low line drive, no good. Field goal fails, and there's timeout on the field with 2:32 to go in the third quarter. Fairmont Senior 56, RCB 14 on 93.1 WFGM.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
Two minutes and 32 seconds to go in this game. RCB had a player shaken up, and that was Jaden Hatfield. Hatfield's had quite a game for the Flying Eagles, and he comes to the sidelines. He was just having problems with cramps. You see so much of that early in the season. Haven't seen that too often, though, in our games. Last week in the Lewis County game, and this one tonight. That hasn't happened very often.
Yeah, and that's a positive for us that we're not having those. But early on, you do see a lot of that.
RCB has the football now. Line of scrimmage will be the 20-yard line. First down and 10, and RCB has Junior Smith at quarterback, and the handoff goes to Latrell Jones, and Jones is hit by Boda and then finished off on the far side by Wagner. It'll be a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Second down and 6.
Yeah, if it would have been just another half second or so, Nisley would have had the quarterback.
Jones getting close to 100 yards rushing for RCB tonight. Second down, 6 yards to go. Ball at the 24-yard line. Quarterback under center, and the quarterback on a keeper to the right side, and he gets running room out over the 35, the 40, the 45. He's at midfield. Wagner hits him, and a flag is thrown, and he goes down at about the 39-yard line. Flag thrown near midfield.
Flag on the play.
Flag thrown back at the 49-yard line. The line of scrimmage was the 24, so it's going to be a big gain no matter what the penalty is. And the penalty appears to be going against Fairmont. Personal foul, face mask. So add 15 to the run. Started at the 24, and it's going to come down to the 24. So that's 52 yards, not all on the run though. 37 on the run and 15 on the penalty. And that was Junior Smith, who was running at quarterback on a keeper. And he gets a first down for the Flying Eagles and brings his team out of the huddle now. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. And there's the big back right up the middle, and he'll take the football down inside the 20-yard line.
33, ball carrier, brought down by number 64.
Matanamiki carries it. Going to be a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 coming up for RCB. Fairmont leads at 56-14. We're getting close to 1 minute to go in the third quarter, though. We still have another quarter, but most likely we'll be in a running clock situation. Latrell Jones gets the handoff off left tackle, bursts through the line and takes it inside the 10 and down inside the 5-yard line to about the 4. He's going to get 15 yards and an RCB first down.
Yeah, had a pretty well blocked play on that left side of the RCB offensive line. Just running that time.
It could all come down to the extra point if this is a running clock or not, because the Polar Bears now lead 56-14. And here's the quarterback on a keeper. Takes it into the end zone for the RCB touchdown. 4-yard run for Junior Smith, and with 25 seconds to go, it's a 56-20 game. And remember, the running clock is a 35-point differential, so if they go for 2, which they have since the beginning of this game, and they get it, we will not have a running clock in the fourth quarter. 4-yard run for Junior Smith. So RCB is going to go home with some positives tonight.
Well, and he's a freshman, so I think that's a very positive that they've got a quarterback getting some varsity reps as a freshman.
He's up under center now, going for the 2-point conversion, and he drops the ball, and the Polar Bears cover it up, and they'll not get the 2-point conversion, and we will have a running clock. Timeout on the clock, 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's Fairmont 56, RCB 20 on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Coming up on a 2-hour game, the Polar Bears and the Flying Eagles with just 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. RCB ready to kick off, trailing 56-20. McAtee will kick from left to right. High, short kick, and it is going to hit, and it's picked up and fallen on by Gavin Michael at about the 30-yard line. That is a free ball, so you don't want to mess around with it when it's rolling around, and Michael knew that, picked it up, and fell on it at the 30. We mentioned just briefly, because we were in one of those situations where there wasn't much time, but Gavin's brother Gage, who was a Polar Bear All-State quarterback, went to Kent State, played a season, then transferred, and he is now at Fairmont State University as a receiver, playing tonight for the Falcons in their game against Bloomsburg. So Gavin playing here at the stadium, and his brother Gage playing over at Fairmont State tonight. Both games started at 7. Gavin's dad was here. I saw him down, and he had already said he's going to watch the first half of Gavin's game and the second half of Gage's game. Well, certainly was the right decision to watch the first half of this one.
Yeah, and I tell you, I really hope the best for Gage. I just, you know, he was a phenomenal athlete here, quarterback and defensive back. He just had an incredible career here.
Gage was the type of kid who, a little bit like Dylan Hours, in that there were so many places he could have played.
Yeah, and you know, you hear that about Gavin as well. I think it's in that bloodline. I mean, they just you know, they're the type that they're going to do whatever they can to help the team, and that's the way that they're built, and you know, that's the way they play. But you know, just really, you know, Gage, I just remember him just being such a savvy football player, just, you know, really understanding. And you know, he in the 2018 team, I believe he was a receiver, and you know, just contributed very well that year for that state championship, and then obviously, you know, became the quarterback, and later on, you know, in his career. So tremendous player.
And how much Gage's grandfather would have loved to have seen him playing at Fairmont State. But as you probably know, losing Roy Michael this past summer, the grandfather of Gage and Gavin, came to as many games as he could in declining health and passed away this summer. But he was into this game from start to finish.
I tell you, I was very thankful to have any conversation with him, and I always said I got smarter every time I got the chance to talk football with him.
I started my broadcasting career pretty much with him and spent 13 years there, and that was my football lab. Fairmont with the football now as we start the fourth quarter. A bad snap. Woodman has to go back, and he can't get on it, and RCB will have it at the 20-yard line. I said we start the fourth quarter. We just started the fourth quarter, and the first play, we haven't started the fourth quarter. We thought we were starting. Let me back up. I was trying to say how this still could turn into a non-running clock game because we haven't reached the fourth quarter, and now RCB has the ball at the 20 with 18 seconds to go. That didn't come out very well in the beginning, as the Polar Bears now will be on defense with 18 seconds to go. On that bad snap that went over the head of Woodman, and he went back to get it, and one of those bigger guys outfought him for the ball. So 1st and 10 RCB. Junior Smith under center. Takes the snap, and he gives it to the big guy up the middle. Matamaniki carries it, and he's going to be stopped short of the 15-yard line, and that will be the final play of the fourth quarter. So we will escape. Well, almost. There's an injured Flying Eagle player down. I think, again, we're just dealing with cramp situation as the trainer comes out. Fairmont Senior has a trainer this season. You know, we went last year without a trainer, and that was a really, really tough situation. And so it's nice to have someone at practice and at all of these games. You don't have to rely on the other team's trainer when you're playing away from home, and that makes a big difference. So
yes, it does.
Lots of football games tomorrow night. One of the biggest games is going to be that Bridgeport-Morgantown game. And Morgantown will be playing at Bridgeport tomorrow night, so that'll be an important one. East Fairmont will play here against Grafton, and North Marion will be playing at home against Preston. That's the Polar Bears' next opponent. And the Huskies will take on the Knights. Preston played against Hampshire last week. Those two teams have both struggled the last few years. So you thought, well, for one of the teams is going to start out the season with a win. Well, it was a 34-33 game, and Preston lost to Hampshire by 1. So rough start for the Knights, but they will be at North Marion tomorrow night. Still tending to the injured RCB player down at about the 16-yard line. Just 4.8 seconds showing on the clock here in the third quarter, with the Polar Bears leading by a 56-20 margin. the 35-point differential, which we were referring to, is what the differential needs to be that or more at the end of 3 quarters, and then you can have a running clock. If you have that differential at halftime and the coaches want to shorten the 3rd quarter or do that, if it's mutually agreed upon by both coaches, you can do that. We didn't see that happen in this game tonight, even though it was a lopsided game at halftime. We've seen it happen before, though, where they've shortened the quarters, but I'm not real crazy about that because statistically it really messes up your time of possession. Because you're used to the total time of possession for each team equaling 12, but if you shorten the quarters, the math doesn't come out right. All right, we're ready now for the final play, but they'll probably not get it off because time will run out. And we've played 3 quarters from East West Stadium in Fairmont. The score after 3, the Fairmont Polar Bears 56, Robert C. Byrd 20 on 93.1 WFGM.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
RCB with the football, a 2nd down and 6 from the 16-yard line. The toss comes to Latrell Jones, and he is brought down at the 15. Taryn Boda in on the tackle, a 1-yard gain on that carry. Ball at the 15 now, 3rd down coming up, 5 yards to go for the Flying Eagles. Colton Canfield in the game for Fairmont Senior along with Powers Dawson. Toss to the left to Jones. Jones grabbed by Boda again, and he'll get just a yard on the play as sophomore Taryn Boda has come up with a couple of big plays here on this possession.
Yeah, I tell you, I really like how he plays. You just see him all the way, always around the football, and he's off to a great start here in the season.
4th down, 3 yards to go now for RCB. The ball at the 13 in Fairmont territory. The Polar Bears lead 56-20. I formation. Smith up under center. Smith gives it to Jones again. Jones belted at the line of scrimmage but breaks free inside the 10 and gets down to the 8. Dawson makes the tackle for the Polar Bears, but it'll be enough for an RCB 1st down. 4-yard gain. Dylan Apanowitz in the game for the Polar Bears, playing the nose guard position, and the quarterback on a keeper runs wide to the right. Nobody sees him, and he'll take it into the end zone for the RCB touchdown. Smith with a nice fake. Everybody went with the fake, and Junior Smith just turned and went around the right corner, and there was nobody there. He's into the end zone, and RCB scores and makes it a 56-26 game. So the 2-point conversion coming up now. Smith comes up under center. Smith hands it off to Hatfield, and Hatfield gets close to the goal line, and he's going to be stopped short. The 2-point conversion fails, and there's timeout on the field with 10 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. It's Robert C. Byrd trailing the Polar Bears 56-26 on 93.1 WFGM.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
RCB ready to kick off to the Polar Bears. Deep, Navon Jones and Chris Wilson. McAtee will be doing the kicking. Tees the ball up in the center of the field. He'll kick from right to left. Approaches the ball. Right-footed kicker. Sends it downfield, and it is going to bounce. And Wilson sees it go behind him. Picks it up at the 16. Goes to the right, then back to the left. Gets up to the 20, and is tackled at about the 23-yard line. And that's where the Polar Bears will go. First down and 10. Javon Freeman in on the tackle for the Flying Eagles. And the Polar Bears have the football. First and 10 with 9:51 on the clock, leading 56-26.
Fairmont Eagles set up first and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Check the Polar Bears as they come out of the huddle. The quarterback for Fairmont, who was in on just one play, Tanner Woodman, 5'10", 145-pound freshman. He's in on that bad snap. This is still a running clock situation. You might think, well, it's not 35 anymore. Well, it doesn't matter. First down and 10. Woodman brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap, hands it off, taken up the middle by Wilson, and Wilson will carry it up to the 24-yard line. He'll get maybe a yard on the play.
Brought down by number 55, Logan Crum.
Second down coming up. They'll mark it down just shy of the 24. So it's going to be a 1-yard gain for Wilson. And second and 9 for the Polar Bears, leading 56-26, 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Woodman will milk the play clock as he comes up to the line of scrimmage. And he hands this one off to Boda, who is brought down behind the line of scrimmage back at about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, RCB got a lot of penetration in that play.
One of them was Stephen McMillian, a 5'11", 170-pound junior. 2-yard loss for Boda. And it's going to bring up a third down and 11 for the Polar Bears. The stats will be lying when this game is over. Fairmont was ahead 56-6 at halftime, had 250 yards of total offense, but in the second half, because of the circumstances of the big lead, very little statistical yardage for the Fairmont senior. And now timeout called by the Polar Bears with 8:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's the Polar Bears 56, RCB 26 on 93.1 WFGM.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest.
Fairmont with the football. It's third down and 11 in its own territory at the 22. The Polar Bears lead 56-26. The subs in the game. Tanner Woodman at quarterback. in the pistol formation. Third down and long. Riley Green, the center. There's the touch pass to Tavion Thornton off the left side. He gets to the 30, up to the 30, up to about the 30-yard line, and that'll be all.
Yeah, pretty well blocked on that left side to give him the edge on that play.
Put him down a yard short of the 30, make it the 29, so it's a 7-yard pass play. And Fairmont comes out as though they're going to go for it now. Woodman in the pistol formation. Fourth down play, and they draw RCB offsides. That was the design. The design, and of course you see the regulars do that. But for the subs to get a chance to come in and get that offsides on the defense, pretty good job. First down, Polar Bears.
First down for Fairmont Senior.
Polar Bears come to the line of scrimmage now. Game clock turning down to 6:55. Two wideouts to the near side. Tanner Woodman at quarterback. High snap goes over his head. Woodman has to go back and fall on it, and he does recover it back at the 15-yard line, but that's another big loss for the Polar Bears, and that's one of the things I was referencing because statistically you have to account for that yardage. And the line of scrimmage was the 34. Now it's going to be the 18, so that's a 16-yard loss. And the Polar Bears already had a 12-yard loss on a bad snap. And it goes against your total offense.
Yeah, I've always, as an offensive lineman, been against that. It really, to me, it does not give you the true meaning of what happened in the game.
Now it's second down and 27 for the Polar Bears. Ball is inside the 20-yard line, and Woodman back to pass. Quick pass far side. It is caught by Wagner at the 21-yard line, and it's going to be a short gain, but nonetheless, it is a completed pass, and that is the first ever for Tanner Woodman. Well, no, Thornton was his first ever, but that was the touch pass. We already said we questioned that one too. But that was a real pass where he dropped back and threw it. The other one, he just kind of touched it to Tavion Thornton. But this one, though, was just a short gain, about 3 yards. So third down, long, coming up for the Polar Bears. Now they got to get it to the 45-yard line for a first down. And Woodman back to pass again. Chased out of the pocket, sends it downfield long, and the pass is incomplete. Nice attempt, though, by the Polar Bears' Jordan Wagner, as he went up to try to get it, but he was well covered, and the pass falls incomplete. The clock will continue to turn in this running clock scenario. And we're down to 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Fairmont 56, RCB 26. Woodman in the shotgun. We'll see if he just punts the ball from there. He's back at the 15-yard line. High snap again goes over his head. He picks it up at the 5, then punts it away, and it's going to be caught. A fair catch. And at the 28-yard line, that was pretty quick thinking by McMillian to call for a fair catch.
Well, yeah, and I'd tell you that was pretty impressive by Woodman even getting that off. I have no idea how he got it off, but yeah, it was quick thinking on the RCB players and McMillian's part as well.
And Woodman, who is not really typically the punter, but he's had some tough things to do on bad snaps, and he had to go back and get that one, turn around and punt the ball downfield without getting it blocked and then take it into the end zone. So he was able to do that, get rid of the ball, and RCB has it at the 27 with 4 minutes and 26 seconds to go in this game. So what's coming up next for the Polar Bears? 1 week from tonight, we'll be right back here. Thursday night against Preston. Game time 7 o'clock. Don't forget, coming up this Tuesday night, we'll have our second coaches show. This one, just like the last one, the Parmar Coaches Show at the Mason Jar 6 o'clock start. We're there from 6 to 7. Come on out. We had a very successful first night this past Tuesday. We awarded our player of the game to Cannon Dinger and had a conversation with Nick Bardick. Tyler Phillips joined us, an assistant coach, and then we had our first trivia contest run by the Wagner boys' dad, Bill Wagner, and we will have all of that again this week. That's Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. Don't forget, next Thursday, also at 6 o'clock, the tailgate show prior to the football game at the Derby next door. RCB has the ball. Clock turns down to 4:20. It's first down, 10 to go, at the 27-yard line in Fairmont territory. Junior Smith up under center at quarterback, and he hands it off, and it's taken by Hatfield, running wide to the left side. He's inside the 10, the 5, and he's into the end zone for the RCB touchdown. So Hatfield scores, and RCB cuts it to 56-32. That's a 27-yard run for Jaden Hatfield, and it puts him over 100 yards rushing tonight. You know, it's crazy. RCB has 2 running backs over 100 yards tonight. That's kind of hard when you have to watching the first half of this game, but that's the story. 2-point conversion, and the handoff goes to Latrell Jones, and he'll get it into the, or Duarte rather, and he'll get it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And there's timeout on the field with 3:59 to go in the fourth quarter. From East West Stadium, the score, Fairmont Senior 56, RCB 34, a 93.1 WFGM.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
RCB ready to kick off after cutting the lead to 56-34 against the Polar Bear reserves, and McAtee will kick from right to left. He sends it downfield deep, and Dylan Hours, who's in to return it, goes out of bounds with it at about the 11 or 12 yard line. And the Polar Bears have decided to come back with their first team players now. Struggling with the reserves in and seeing RCB tack on a bunch of points here in the fourth quarter. Time to put an end to that, and they'll run the first team now with 3:57 to go.
Yeah, but I really do like Coach Bardick giving a lot of guys some reps tonight, because this will be helpful as they move forward.
So that's Arbogast back at center. Angeline and Richmond are the guards. Hayhurst and Bigelow are the tackles. Whitehair the quarterback, Hours the running back. Dinger, Michael, and Jones are receivers. And there is the handoff to Dylan Hours running wide to the right side. Hours gets up to the 10. He's still running up to about the 13-yard line, trying to fend off a defender and throw him down, and he's ruled down at about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, credit RCB, they defended that pretty well in that play.
It'll be second down for the Polar Bears. Second down, about 10 yards to go. Game clock down to 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Dillon's carried the ball 6 times tonight for 46 yards. Last year when the two teams played, he had 125. It was the same kind of start. Last year, the Polar Bears got off to a fast start and an early lead. Wilson in the backfield alongside Whitehair. Second down play, Whitehair. Option, pitches to Wilson. Wilson looks for an opening, gets out to the 15, up to the 20, and stretches forward to about the 18-yard line. It's going to be close to a Polar Bear first down. Over the 20, rather, to about the 23.
Yeah, I do like we're incorporating the option into the offense. I think that is such a good play, such a good high school football play. If you can execute it, you got the quarterback that can handle the ball, and that's what Brady can do.
They didn't signal first down yet, but it is. And the first down markers are moved. That's an 11-yard run for Wilson. And the Polar Bears go first down and 10 from their own 24. Play clock and game clock. Play clock running out. Dinger gets the handoff this time wide to the left side. Dinger carries the football out over the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, down the sidelines at the 40, down to the 30, cuts inside at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He's going to take the ball down close to the goal line and finally runs in. It'll be a run of 76 yards for Cannon Dinger and a Polar Bear touchdown. He slowed down, I guess. I thought maybe he was just going to fall down before going into the end zone, but taking off as much time as he could. And the game clocked down to 1:42 after that 76-yard run.
I think he ran about 150 yards.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he was all the way on the far side. He ended up going into the end zone on the near sidelines. And Fairmont leads 62-34. So now the Polar Bears line up as though they're going for two. They may just take a knee, and they do. Whitehair gets it and goes down on one knee with 1:42 to go. Timeout on the field. The score, Fairmont 62, RCB 34 on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Brody Whitehair has thrown for 252 yards tonight. That Cannon Dinger touchdown pass, 74 yards, that touch pass, and the Polar Bears will kick off now with a 62-34 lead. Cam Pescia will do the kicking. It's one of those situations where the Polar Bears almost forced into bringing the starters back in. Here is the kick from Peschel downfield. It's a nice kick. It's going to be taken at about the 10-yard line and brought upfield up to the 20, the 25, the 30. That's Junior Smith, and Taryn Boda runs him down at about the 40-yard line and throws him out of bounds.
Number 3, Junior Smith, the ball carrier.
So 1:18 to go in the game.
Boda.
And it'll be RCB's football at about the 41-yard line. One minute, 18 seconds to go. They've now moved the ball up to just about the 42. So let's say it's at the 42 now. Papali, Apanowitz along the front line for the Polar Bears. Caden McDowell in the game as well for Fairmont. Junior Smith hands the ball right up the middle, and it's taken to about the 45-yard line. That'll be all. That time it was Deegan Bennett carrying the football for RCB. A gain of 3. And it'll be a 2nd down and 7, and this will most likely be the final play of the game. Ball is at the 45-yard line. Fairmont leads 62-34. Junior Smith, the quarterback, up under center, I formation, and Smith hands it off to Hatfield. Hatfield is hit as he crosses midfield, takes it down to the 49-yard line, and that'll be all. He'll get a first down, but that should run out the clock. Tackle on the play was made by Colin Walker of the Polar Bears. It's an RCB first down, and it's also the end of the game. Final score tonight from East West Stadium in Fairmont. The Fairmont Polar Bears 62, Robert C. Byrd 34. The wrap-up coming up next on 93.1 WFGM.
When your Fairmont Senior Polar Bears take on the Preston Knights.
All right, so we're settling on Dylan. That makes it easy.
I thought you had your mind set on where you were going.
108, 135, 135, 142, 142 minus 27, 142 minus 27. Okay. The weather was perfect, the moon was full, and the Polar Bears with an impressive home opening win over RCB tonight, 62-34. The disappointing thing of it is the way that second half goes when you get a big lead. The efficiency of the Polar Bears in the first half is almost forgotten because the second half was not anything like that when you have your second and third team players in there. But you can't